Hello and welcome back to Higher Sense with Haz. And today's review is going to be Bond number 9, Lafayette Street. Lafayette Street by Bond number 9 is one of a number of fragrances from the Bond number 9 fragrance house. Now, this fragrance house is based in New York City in the USA. So an American-based fragrance, that's new for me, and it's one that I'm excited to try. Now, Lafayette Street is rumoured to be one of the best, if not the best in the line. I've managed to get my hands on it, so let's give it a go. Quick little introduction before we get into the meat on the bones here. Lafayette Street is a street in New York City. It was named after the Marquis de Lafayette, who was a French aristocrat and also American Revolutionary hero. So go and check out the background on him if you want to. So the street, which this fragrance takes its name from, was named after him. I believe that Lafayette Street is quite extravagant. It's known for its buildings. It's also known for its cultural hotspots, boutiques and dining spots. But yes, there's quite a lot on Lafayette Street, quite a famous street in New York City. So let's hope this lives up to the promise. As we can see here, absolutely gorgeous black matte bottle, textured as well, which is wonderful, and the name of the fragrance in the house is bold on the front. There's some information on the bottom. It's an eau de parfum. Now, there isn't a percentage on this for the oil concentration, but I believe from memory it may be around the 20-21% area, which is slightly on the low end, but hopefully won't cause a problem. So let's pop the cap. It's a decent cap, nothing amazing. It's not metal. And let's give this a blast. 1 in the air, 2 on the hand. Atomizer's okay. I would have thought an American brand would have been a bit more extravagant than that. We'll let this air out, we'll delve in, and we'll see what Lafayette Street has to offer us. Very nice, very pleasant. Let's go through those notes. So in the top, we are greeted with bergamot, coriander, and flowers, the non-specific on these flowers. In the mid, you've got apple, vanilla, and ambroxan. So that seems like a good, solid mid-range. And then in the base, you've got tonka bean, ambergris, and woody notes, again, non-specific. So it'll be interesting to see how this develops and what we can really pick out from this good-looking bunch of notes. So you've got the bergamot, which is the kind of bittery, tart, citric. You've got some nice flowers amongst that, which I would say are more the coloured florals. They're quite full-bodied, not overpowering, however. And then you've also got that lovely coriander there, which is soft, sweet, slightly spicy and woody. So we've got citruses, florals, and a soft, spicy wood. It's a good opening. It's a slightly unusual opening, but it's one which I think works well. Going into the mid, I think the star of the show here for me is the apple. Now, the apple comes in fairly quickly from the mid. You can feel it kind of leaching through the citric notes, and that is the green crispness that you get there. It's kind of, if you could imagine an ice cold apple, and then you just kind of dip it in water, take a bite, that crunch that you get, ice cold apple blast. That's what I get from this, and it complements the top notes really well. So you've got the soft woody spice, you've got the tart bit of citruses, you've got the nice colourful bold flowers, then all of a sudden you've got a burst of ice cold crunchy apple, and I think that complements the top notes fantastically well. Comes in quite quick, adds a bit of body. So when you initially spray this, I would say that you're met with a citric kind of hit. It's bright, it's clean, and it's citric. Now, these top notes last, I would say, for around an hour. Fairly strong, fairly pungent, but after the hour mark, it does die down somewhat, and the other notes do come through. Now, you've also got ambroxan in the mid, which helps give it a bit of lift, a bit of projection, and a bit of punch. It's like a kind of a warm amber smell. Now, even though there's no musk specifically listed here. I would say as the fragrance goes on, you do get a warm cloak of musk there. The vanilla is also listed as in the mid. Now, the vanilla definitely comes through a bit later on in the fragrance. Now, what's great about this fragrance here is that you've got a range of notes, and it really isn't a linear fragrance. It changes throughout the life of the fragrance. So you've got something here which is multifaceted, it's multi-dimensional, and it's interesting. It's nice and clean and citric off the top. Then the flowers come in. You've got the nice ambery notes, that crisp apple. You've got some vanilla which creeps in a little bit later on. Now the vanilla, it is creamy and it is soft and it's sweet. Now that goes great with the other citruses. It kind of tones down the coriander, and it, to be honest, it complements the warmth from the coriander really well. And then you've got the amber, which again, it's warm and it's soft, and that goes with the vanilla very well. And then balancing that out against the bergamot and the apple gives some great little dimensions in here. You've got some complete opposites, and they don't crash. The blend is very smooth and it's nice. You can pick out the notes, but they complement each other well. They're at different levels. It's not just a case of 10% this, 10% that, 10% the other. You can tell that they've balanced it really well, and that's great in here. Then in the base, you've got tonka bean, ambergris, and the woody notes. Now, I get quite a lot out of the tonka bean. Now, the tonka bean that I get, it's soft, it's sweet, it's warm, but it comes across as kind of a warm almond kind of smell, or almond, whichever way you like to see it. But that's how it comes across. It comes across a bit like candy floss, like a soft, sugary kind of undertone, which again goes great with the vanilla and the ambrox in there, and it's also great with the apple. Now you've got ambergris and woody notes. Do I get the woody notes in this? Yes, I do. It's a soft wood. It's not overpowering at all, but it is there to help with the life of the fragrance. It does complement the mid notes and the top notes very well. Now the ambergris, later on in the fragrance, do you get the kind of the salty aquatic undertone? I'm not sure you do. So I'm not really sure what kind of role the ambergris plays in this, but maybe it just helps with the blend and helps with the longevity. So this fragrance to me smells like a bit of a cross between Versace Eros and Parfums de Marly's Altair, or Altair as some people call it. I think Versace Eros is similar to this in the opening, that it's bright, it's citric, it's crisp, it's quite energetic. This isn't quite as loud as Versace Eros, but it's a very similar opening and it carries some of its DNA in there. Now, Parfums de Marly Altair is a very warm, creamy, vanillic, comforting kind of fragrance, and the dry down in Lafayette Street to me reminds me of that, especially the vanilla. So if you had Versace Eros's opening and Altair's dry down, you put them together, then I think you get a very nice mix between the pair, and that's what this fragrance reminds me of in scent, profile, and general demeanour. Looking at the performance of Lafayette Street by Bond number 9, the projection, certainly in the first hour, it's decent. So in the first hour, I think you get a solid 2.5 feet of projection. It projects quite well with the opening blast. And then after an hour or so, I think it reins in to around the 2 foot area. Now, what's great about this is if you're looking for a fragrance which doesn't overpower people, it isn't in people's face, it's multi-dimensional and it can work all year round, then this is a great option. It's very much work safe. Now, the projection, 2 feet. People will smell this when you walk in and amongst them. It's not going to fill a room, however, and it's not going to get on people's nerves, which is great. The blend, super smooth as well. People will appreciate this. It's a quality, beautiful blend and a great, beautiful smell. The longevity on this, there is some notes to help it with longevity, and I would say that on 5 or 6 sprays, you're getting around 5 or 6 hours of performance. And by performance, I mean, can you smell it? From 2 or 3 inches. If you can, it's performing. So when I initially wore this fragrance, I thought it was going to be a strong performer. The first hour, it was there, it was projecting well, and with the notes here that helping it with longevity, I thought it was going to be a solid, strong performer. I would say it's a fair performer. 5 or 6 hours on 5 or 6 sprays, that's okay. Now, as I said before, it's not going to overpower anyone, it's not going to get up anyone's nose. So the quality blend and the great range of notes, it's not subtle, but it's not overpowering, certainly after an hour or so when it opens up. As it transitions through the fragrance and the other notes come out to play, then certainly it's not as loud and out there, which is fine. Now, it does linger on your skin and on your clothes very well. So if you just want to go all day, put 5 or 6 on your neck and put 2 or 3 on your clothes, you'll be good to go. Now, the other great thing about this is seasonality. Now, usually you've got a fragrance which is pigeonholed as, a spring, summer fragrance or winter only, depending on the notes. But Lafayette Street, I would say, is ultra versatile. This fragrance can be worn all year round. And I also think it can be used in a wide variety of situations. You want to wear it to work? Fine. You want to wear it on a date night? Great. You want to wear it to socials, day socials, night socials? Absolutely perfect. You're going to a gig? Brilliant. And that's because of the range of notes it's got in here. Now, some would argue it's not brilliant in any specific area, and I'd somewhat agree with that. But if you want a fragrance which is very pleasing, it's got decent performance, it's not going to offend anybody, and it can be worn in a wide range of situations all year round, then I think Lafayette Street by Bond Number 9 is certainly a great staple to have in your fragrance collection. I'm really pleased that I got some recommendations for this fragrance. I've never tried a Bond Number 9, and American fragrances I'd never really ventured into, so I didn't know what to expect from this. Now, what I will say is pricing is up there. Now, usually this retails for around the £300 mark for 100 millilitres, which would be £3 a milliliter, which is quite pricey. However, currently I think you can get this for around £270. So £2.70 a milliliter makes it a bit more affordable. A lot of people would look at this and say, well, it's nice, it's pleasant, it's fresh, it's versatile, but it's a bit generic. It's not that special. Am I really going to spend £270 on 100 mil? I think you are. And the reason for that is the notes are great and they work well together. You can pick them all out. It's very smooth and it's blended fantastically well. It performs quite well. It's a decent performer. Now, at £2.70 a mil for a niche fragrance, that's not too bad. But this could be a signature scent. It could be an everyday wear. It's one where, if you're in a rush and you want to grab something and you know you're going to smell great, then this could be the one for you. But also, if you were wanting to wear it dressed up, dressed down, in the spring, going for a stroll, in the winter, at a business meeting or whatever, you can use this for a lot of different occasions. And I think that's great. Now, I don't just want to say that because this is very versatile, that's why you should get it. The notes work well. Now, as I was saying before, you get the bright citric opening. The brightness comes in with the apple because the bergamot's slightly tart, but there is some citrus there, somewhat bright, but it's not like a summer freshy bright. So let's just correct that. So you've got the bergamot and the apple, crisp, clean citruses. You've got the flowers and the coriander, colourful, bold, soft, warm spice. Great. Then you've got the ambroxan, which pushes the fragrance, warm amber, the vanilla, sweet, warm, soft, complements the citrus notes very well. Now, when the vanilla comes in at around the 2.5 hour mark, then that marks the turning of the fragrance. It goes from a citric, slightly floral, warm fragrance, and it transitions into this vanilla, tonka bean, slight undertone of wood fragrance. Now, what I mean by that is you've got the soft gourmand elements which come in here, and it changes the fragrance. You're going from bright floral to soft gooey gourmand. It's a great transition. And that's another thing I love about this fragrance, because most things, they'll open up citric, then they'll go into your woods and your amber, and that's about it. But with this, it totally changes. And when you smell your hand at the 3 or 4 hour mark, you've got a different fragrance there. I mean, even now, it's turning slightly. You've just got a completely different fragrance. You've got a woody, soft, warm gourmand, and that's great. Now, the backbone and the base of this, I think, beats the opening and some of the mid. It beats it in terms of it's comforting, it's attractive, it's complimentary. I have had compliments with this, which is great, and that tended to be later in the fragrance life. So for me, the transition in the fragrance, it's a great one. You've got a really good opening, sharp, bold, promising opening, and then the mid and the base, it comes in, it's solid, it's soft, it's gourmand, it's sweet, and it's a people pleaser. And I think it's really clever how they've done it. Lafayette Street by Bond No. 9. I think it's a really solid fragrance, and I'm interested to try some other in the Bond No. 9 line, because this had a bit of a reputation, was supposed to be the best in the line, so I thought let's give it a go, and I haven't been disappointed. I think it's solid for the number of reasons that I discussed. I definitely recommend you try this. Is it blind buy safe? It is to a degree, but if you can sample it, then please do so, because the opening is completely different from the base, and the mid is somewhat different again. So it depends, not only if you like the notes, but if you like the combination of them. But for me, it's versatile, it's beautiful, it screams quality, this. It really does scream quality. And if you can get it for £270 for 100ml, I think that's a decent little deal, and it's one that I'd be happy to pay. So Lafayette Street by Bond No. 9. Has it got that special something? Does it have that je ne sais quoi? I say, oui, oui. There you go. There's a nice bit of French for you. Don't think I've forgotten about you loyal subscribers and fans out there. We hit 500 subscribers not long ago. That's fantastic. So if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so now. Stick your comments below. Everything helps us to get out there and get some more subscribers, because when we get to the 1,000 subscriber mark, then I think the sky's the limit for us. So thank you very much. And as promised, I am going to be doing a giveaway. So down below in the comments, just comment higher scents prize draw. Simple as that. Higher scents prize draw, and you'll be entered into the raffle, which I'll be doing in a few weeks' time. So anybody who is subscribed to the channel and comments below saying higher scents prize draw will be entered. The 3 people selected at random will get samples from all of the fragrances. Well, not samples of all of the fragrances, but samples from all of the fragrances I have here. I've got some here, I've got tons over there, some in my bedroom, some downstairs. So what I'll do, if you're one of the lucky people, I'll get you to email us in. I'll leave my email there, and then you can tell me what fragrances you want, what fragrance you want to try, or what fragrance you like, or something that you've heard of which you want to get a sample of, and I'll do a sample. I'll do a couple of mils in a bottle. I'll send it out to you free of charge, and then you can test that fragrance at your choice. You choose whatever you want, and if I've got it, then I'll try and accommodate your request. Not a problem. Give you a good few mil so you can have a good few wearings of it, so you can find out if that's the fragrance for you. And when we get to 1,000 subscribers, I think I'll do something a little bit special for you all. So like, subscribe, let's get to 1,000, and let's get some more stuff given away to you, the loyal fans.